Hello everyone, my name is Raging Raptor and I welcome you to a new video. And today I just want to show you literally the first game I had in the VZ55. The new Czech heavy tank on tier 10. Yes, this is test server. Yes, this is not really representative what we will have in the end on the live server. Because there are a lot more unexperienced players on this server and a lot more people which are like, yeah, screw it, I just want to have try and fun, you know. But I can already tell you this, the VZ55 in its current CT1 iteration is basically an amazing all-around package. It really suits the current meta incredibly well. Let's just start running the replay and I will keep on talking about it because you will see. I'm using right now Vents, Stabilizer and the IRM. No bounty, no bond equipment, normal. The first thing you will see is the decent mobility. It is not as good as a 277, but it's more than good enough for what this thing will want to be, you know? So we are a little bit lucky to get Paris on the right side, which allows us to go hold down, and this is basically another hold down tank with 8 degrees of gun depression. But the main selling point, and obviously I'm not going to use the single loader gun, because why should I? This thing has 980 burst in 2 seconds. And even if you get a little bit unlucky right there, another thing you might have noticed is the absurdly good gun handling. You know? After having salted and molded so much while playing the freaking Foch 155 with its absolutely atrocious gun handling, I have to say, I'm more than happy to play this tank. Because that gun handling surprised me a lot. By the way, an applause right here for Steve 2.0 right here, you know, just pushing us out for no apparent reason. We got lucky that nobody really punished us for that, so I take this one right here. A little bit unfortunate shot, but, you know, we got a second one right in the barrel, 2 seconds interclip. Sure, we don't have the best DPM like this, but it works. And now I just real quickly want to talk about the armor, because as you could have seen, we did got penetrated here by a lucky snapshot by the Object 268, but we also bounced on the roof. And that is actually something very interesting about this vehicle. Oops, wrong button right there. But it is very, very interesting about this vehicle. The roof is 52mm thick. That means basically that every single gun in the game except for the Stage 2 and the FV183, which are shooting AP, will not be able to overmatch this. If it would be 50mm, everybody could. Everybody could. But 52mm, 52 times 3, is 156mm, meaning that even the Foch 155, even the E4 and the E3 will not be able to overmatch this with AP rounds. That is pretty good. Other than that, the armor, let's go into the live model right now. We have 260mm of base penetration with the standard rounds. Upper plate, 45% chance on a flat surface. We have a very big cupola, 200mm thick, which I think is alright. Yes, a tier 8 can still penetrate this with premium rounds a little bit better. We even have a cupola on a little bit further back, which I actually tried to shoot at previously. And we have a whole lower plate with 140mm, which basically everybody can penetrate. Side armor, nothing special, 90mm, everybody can pen that, and the roof is 30mm, so Artie might really like you on the engine. There is actually one minor weak spot right here, 30mm, meaning that if this tank is over-angling or coming over a hill, you're able to shoot like this into his road wheel, and I think there is not a single tier 10 gun which will bounce this shot, because I sadly don't remember if there is any tier 10 gun with 90mm or less caliber. If there is, let me know in the comment section below, but I don't think there is. Just right out of my head right here. But yeah, if we go into the gun depression mode, you know, 8 degrees of gun depression, which is fairly decent, and take the premium rounds, which have 306mm of penetration, you can see that there's still the cupola, which is still fairly big. You can see around 200, let's say 220mm of armor. Sometimes we have 230, sometimes we have 220, 200, and so on and so forth. So you can still shoot at this cupola, you know, it is fairly big. You can also shoot over here, which may be a little bit easier to hit. It's 300 millimeters, but then it looks hard, you know, then it looks fairly decent. The heat screens are not going to make a big difference. They might be doing a decent chunk of difference against HE rounds, but not really, because the HE will just go straight through them and hit the armor behind it. Like, if those plates would be layered, then we would have a difference, you know. If those armor plates would be layered, then we could argue that they would be amazing against HE, but as they are right now, they are not going to make a big difference. Yes, it would be cool if they would be layered like twice 35 millimeters, because then they would make quite a big difference against HE spam. But like this, they are just really there to maybe bounce off a heat rounds, which would have bounced anyway. And if you shoot into the side, yeah, I don't think it will make a big difference. Armor-wise, it is okay. It has a cupola. It's not as pixel as a Chieftain. It has even a small outer cupola back here, which is even weaker, which is basically a Chieftain cupola. But yeah, armor-wise it works. And I'm just going to real quickly start to accelerate a little bit. You can see right here, we sadly enough bounced this shot, but we got another one immediately. And that's the thing about this tank. It just suits the meta so good at the moment. You need semi-fast tanks with decent guns and good burst potential. The Chieftain, for example, is a tank with 440 alpha, which has an amazing turret, good mobility to get into positions, and it just works out. By the way, here I did over-angle a little bit, getting punished into my side armor. Now we are starting to reload the APCR rounds. But as you can see, still, we were able to do 980 bursts to the enemy VZ55. It is... The thing is, this tank is so great at holding a position. Because if you are in this position already and the enemy starts to peek out, they usually have to expose their weak spots to you anyway, and you will be able to hit them. Yes, you don't have good premium rounds, 306, again, that's not good. It's APCR, meaning you will not be able to penetrate the Super Conqueror's turret in any universe. It's not going to happen. Here you can see me fucking up a little bit by doing those shots. We are down low, so it's super hard to shoot up there. Sadly, we bounce. So what can we do? And there we go. Again, 52 millimeters of roof armor. Even with heat, doesn't matter. He bounces off. That turret armor, compared to the 60DP, is so much better. 60DP has 50 millimeters, meaning that me and my Foch, I actually had to start using and learning to use AP rounds against 60DPs to penetrate the roofs. Maybe I will show you this replay later down the road. Here I did make a mistake by showing too early that I am ready to shoot at the Object 268 version 4. And then we have the 50B, which is just doing this, and I missed that shot because he wiggled backwards because of getting detracked. Unlucky timing and unlucky aim by me being just stupid. But yeah, we still have a decent chunk of hit points left, and we can still get out of this game in a matter of 2 seconds, 4k damage, you know? We can go for 2.9k to 4k damage, and yeah. As you can see, the gun handling is more than enough to be good, you know? Sure, sadly, only one hit, but who cares? I'm just going to try to get a shot in because he was wiggling and wiggling. He misses, I'm glad about this, and now I'm reloading. You might say, but why not use the normal gun? The normal gun has better DPM, the normal gun has better accuracy. The thing is that with the normal gun, you have to expose your weak spots more often. With this gun, you basically just peek out every 20-ish seconds for around 3 seconds, because you have to aim in, or maybe 4 maximum, to do 980 damage. Yeah, bye-bye IS-7, I am sorry my dude. Sadly, it does look like we are going to lose this game, so we are going to go once more into another reload. So we're just going to do that and see what we can do. Very nice shot by our 60p, finishing off the Object 268 version 4. And I decide to use my clip once more on this Type 5 Heavy. And because we have APCR as premium rounds, we don't have any issues penetrating his side armor. And another 1000 damage added to our damage total. The HE is nothing special, by the way, so maybe 6 HEs are a little bit too much in my opinion. I might just need to move it down to 4 or even just 2. I think 4 is okay. But yeah, now we can do one final clip probably. Our team is sadly losing, Yeah. Ah, look, STB1 is so nice to showing us his side armor. I should have gone for his engine for a potential engine fire, but yeah, game is all right there, and yeah, there's nothing else we can do. We are getting ammo racked, and he didn't have the double shotgun, so yeah, we dead. We dead right here, and we're going to lose to a capture. But yeah, that was the first game. Vents, stabilizer, IRM. The gun handling is absurd. You don't really need the IRM, obviously. You might just throw it out. If you use bond equipment, damn, that thing feels a little bit like a laser pointer. And we can actually look at this once more in the stats right here. 0.16 and 0.08. This is the magical number right here. This is good. This is good. This is fantastic. Like, it is absolutely fantastic. If I'm not mistaken, this is comparable to what the Object 703 version 2 has. And you all know how I love this gun handling of this thing. Oops, that is the wrong 703, I'm sorry. Yeah, this, like, okay, it's not as good as the 703 because this has absurdly good gun handling. But the VZ55 has amazing gun handling anyway. And I kind of want to show you now a quick little comparison to a tank which was released this January or this spring. From the same company, by the way. From the same company, by the way. From the same company. I'm going to switch my face so you can see it a little bit better. From the same company. This is, we're going to use the autoloader gun. 22 seconds into clip. We have 600 DPM more than the Rhinoceronte. We have less penetration, that's true. The Rhinoceronte has trash heat though. We have to keep that in mind. We have a clip size of only 980 in 2 seconds, while the Rhinoceronte has 980 in 4 seconds or 1470 in 8 seconds. And if he does that, we have, I think, around 45 seconds full reload time for the clip. Here we have 22 seconds. Even if we are just using both shots in the Rhinoceronte, we would have, as you can see right there, 15.7 plus 17 in theory. We would need to reload 32.7 seconds. 32. We need to reload 10.7 seconds longer to basically do the same thing that VZ55 could. And then we need 4 seconds in the clip. And then look at this gun handling comparison. Yes, the aim time is a lot longer, and the accuracy is a lot worse. But look at the accuracy on the move. The Rhinoceronte doesn't shit on the move. 0.3, 0.3, 0.14 versus 0.16, 0.16, 0.18. It's so much better. Like, you will hit so many more shots in the VZ55. It has amazing gun handling. That's what I want to say. Mobility, 10 kph better top speed, 3 kph better reverse speed. That's great. That's freaking great. HP per turn ratio, those 0.2 nobody cares about. Soft stats are equal. Tank traverse is a little bit better. Even 100 more hit points. The armor might be objectively a little bit worse on the VZ55 because of the cupola, which is constantly there. And the fact that if you are using 8 degrees of gun depression, you still have a fairly weak-ish cheek. The Rhinoceronte, excuse me, the Rhinoceronte actually does have quite a bit better turret armor in my personal opinion, because not only can you hide the cupola weak spot, but again, if you're using those 10 degrees of gun depression, as you can see right here, and for example, load heat rounds, it is a 35% chance of penetrating. And if you hit here, you're not going to penetrate at all because the optics are going to destroy the heat round rather early. And you can hide this weak spot, you know. The other guy couldn't, and you have 10 degrees of gun depression, not 8. But the fact that you have so much better DPM, much better mobility, a little bit worse accuracy, a little bit worse armor, totally makes up for it. View range is the same, armor on the hull is, I would say, equal or comparable. I don't know. It honestly feels like Wargaming was like, oh shit, the Rhinoceronte didn't sell well. Speaking of which, the Rhinoceronte didn't sell well. Only 36,000 people have the Rhinoceronte. More people have the 907 at this point. And it's one of the tanks nobody really wanted. Only the Mighty Core and the WZTD are less used or less bought, you know, by the owners. The Rhinoceronte, I know he's a new tank, but it's not good. It's genuinely not good. Even there are more K91s, and this is a dogshit tank. Sure, it does exist much longer than the Rhinoceronte, but the Rhinoceronte simply feels like it didn't really attract those people. So I'm not sure if Wargaming is now trying to compensate to make the VZ55 a little bit too strong. I didn't play the tank yet with the standard gun. Then we even have better DPM and we have comparable accuracy to the Rhinoceronte. But I think, what's the point? What's the point when you can have 2 seconds, 1000 burst basically on a mobile-ish chassis? That's like Bourrasque, you know. Bourrasque is also very, very strong because it has this 2 seconds interclip. And being able to burst people so quickly. This thing can do the same shit. So yeah, I think that the VZ55 is very strong. If Wargaming is going to nerf it, maybe it will be interclip time, maybe from 2 to 3 seconds, because it's 490 alpha, and maybe lengthen the reload from 22 to 25 seconds, maybe. Because right now I get below 20 seconds with Wends, with stable, rations with Brothers in Arms, and that is good. Maybe also nerf a little bit the top speed. I kind of wish they would nerf the gun handling a little bit because it's way too good. But on the other hand, you know my video, I don't like when Wargaming is balancing tanks purely from gun handling. And again, the Rhinoceronte is the best example. It could be an okay tank, but this gun handling is destroying it. You're not allowed to hit shit on the shot. No, obviously you're not going to hit shots on the move, you know. It simply is not possible with this tank. So yeah. VZ55. Let me know in the comment section below what your first impression is of this vehicle. Cheers, and I see you around.